Hey everybody, it's Cheeto Camper with another toy review. This toy review was requested by Zigradude, and he requested that I do, well, a few monsters, but first off, I will do the movie monster series Showa Anguirus, and I do have the tag, sort of. And by sort of, I mean I have the front half of the tag. And that is because I got this figure, I was about 13, and I honestly didn't really take care of my figures all that well, and the tags and things that came with them. I mean, there's paint scratches in some spots on Anguirus, but I have the front of the tag, and it's your normal tag, and the back would usually have Godzilla, the 70s, I believe it's the 75 Godzilla on it, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So let's just dive into the history here a little bit. Anguirus first appeared in 1955 in Godzilla Raids Again, and he was the first monster to fight Godzilla. And Anguirus and Godzilla had a short battle on an island where they both plummeted into the ocean, and then again later on in the movie they meet again in Osaka, and they proceed to, of course, fight, destroy Osaka castle in the process, obviously. But he doesn't appear again until Destroy All Monsters, in which he teams up with Godzilla, and well, at first he's controlled by the key locks, and then the humans somehow find a way to break the control of the key locks, and Anguirus joins up with Godzilla and Zorosaurus and Rodan and all the other monsters in fighting King Ghidorah. Yeah, fighting. They didn't all fight. He then would appear in Godzilla vs. Gigan, where he tag teamed with Godzilla against Gigan and King Ghidorah to stop the evil cockroaches. Yeah, we'll call them cockroaches. From Nebula and Space Hunter. And then he made his final Showa appearance in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which is one of my favorite movies. And he basically comes out of the ground to fight what everybody thinks is Godzilla, except it's really not. It's Mechagodzilla disguised as Godzilla, and the fight ensues, and Anguirus knocks off a chunk of Mechagodzilla's disguise, and then Mechagodzilla, after that, pretty much kicks the crap out of Anguirus, rips off his butt, breaks his jaw, and then Anguirus just kind of scurries away, never to be seen again, up until 2004, but that's a different Anguirus, I think. Well, he looks different. It's not this one. So we won't talk about that one. Okay, so let's go into detailing. This detailing is pretty good. You got the head right, you know, got all the little bumps, little cracks and crevices, the scales on the legs, even on the bottom, even though, you know, you don't see them that much. There, got all the spikes on the back. His crown, I guess you could almost call it, you know, king of the armadillos or something. I don't even really know what he's supposed to be. Got all the spikes down the tail, the underside, there's even paint. So overall, good detail taken into the figure. The one thing I don't really understand is why his spikes are brown, because if you look at the card, I mean gold, they're pretty much the same color as the rest of him. So I'm not really sure why they decided to color them brown. I guess maybe so that way it wouldn't look so plain. I don't know. That's just my thinking. So let's just move on to the articulation. The head is glue sealed, but if you break it, it does rotate. It pops out really easily though. So, you know, be careful of that. The legs also go 360. You do have to force it because of the spikes, but because of his little back thing there. And then his back legs do one of these. You can kind of just have him sitting like this, you know. Or, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know. Yeah. So let's move on to the sizing. First off, we will size him with 1968 Bandai 1968 Godzilla. This is actually really good. You know, for me, I personally, I think this is just great sizing right here. You know, Anguirus would jump up at him. And, yeah, that seems about right to me. I think I was covering the mic while I was saying that, but yeah, this is good. I like this. Okay, next we will do Gigan. I like this too. I think it's perfect because in Godzilla vs. Gigan, Anguirus actually runs into Gigan's spikes. But Gigan's little buzzsaw here, so he just kind of goes bzz, blood splattering everywhere. Godzilla vs. Gigan is like the bloodiest of all the Godzilla movies, in all honesty. I think Godzilla bleeds more though in I think I'm covering the mic for all this. I'm gonna have to. But basically, if you didn't hear what I said because I was covering the mic, I like the sizing for this too. You know, in the movie, Anguirus just kind of like runs right into his spikes. So, you know, just kind of goes like he doesn't run and then jump or do a flip into him. No, he just kind of. It's perfect. And as far as King Ghidorah goes, I don't really want to pull out my King Ghidorah right now because it's not the Showa King Ghidorah. But the sizing is, for that it's decent. I mean, he's, you know, King Ghidorah obviously almost always needs to be bigger, but that's actually kind of why I don't want to get him out, just because, you know, I know what he's gonna look like, and most of you probably know. You know, if you really want to, or whatever, you know, you're allowed to have 15-minute videos now on YouTube, so why not? And there you have it. Well, I guess it's a little bit better, I guess, than I thought it would be. That's a scene from the movie. I don't, you know, maybe I was wrong. I don't know, this actually works pretty well. Okay, so I was wrong. I guess. You know, this appeases me now. Appeases. Okay. So, overall, I give this figure 9 out of 10. You know, they even got, you know, the little fangs there. The only reason that I give it a 9 is just because, well, I'll give it a 9.5. I'll just take away a half point. It's, like, I don't know, to me, like, it, you know, it's fine, but at the same time, it's a little silly, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, why make this a completely different color. And then, well, this wasn't done all that great either on the tail. You know, it was like they just kind of sprayed it over rather than just, whatever. But yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Great figure. It's, you know, it's getting, you know, I'm trying to think of how rare this would be. This particular version, I think, I want to say it's moderately rare. I mean, it really depends on where you go. But I think, you know, because I'm kind of going off of what I saw this year at G-Fest, and I didn't see too many of these, at least not as many as I usually do. So it's moderately rare, I guess. Moderately common. It's in the middle somewhere. But if you see it, definitely pick it up. It's a good figure, you know, and it's Anguirus. There's not, you know, there's no other reason to buy it other than it's Anguirus, right? It's Anguirus. Alright, so might actually work on another review right after this one, so I guess I'll put up 2 tomorrow. Cool. Okay. So this is Cheeto Camper saying see you next time. I need to work on my outro.